Hey there, my friends. It's Colleen from Pet Nanny Coach, and today we are going to talk about the biggest lessons that I learned in the past decade. Now that we're in 2020, I was given an exercise by one of my coaches to really sit back and think about all that I have learned and what the biggest takeaways were. And I thought I would share it with you. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that stood out the most is not doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That is the definition of insanity, as you probably know, but it's important that you need to know when it's time to pivot. So many of my students and myself in the past, consistently got the same results because we consistently did the same things. And I would say, I don't understand. I don't understand. Well, you're doing the same things. You're not trying new strategies. You're not trying to learn different strategies that you can implement in your business to create a different result. And this isn't even just the result. I mean, this isn't even just the business, it's for your life as well. The, you're going to create the same results in your life and in your business if you do the same things over and over again. So, really understanding and knowing when it's time to pivot and to try something new if it's not working for you. All right, number two, get help in your business before you think you need it. I waited entirely too long before I hired my first business coach. And there's something called the Four Futures that explains the further you get away from your goal and the more time you let lapse before you decide to go ahead and get help, the more difficult it is to make that jump to what your goals are. And when you wait and wait and wait and your performance level goes down and down and down, you get further away from your dreams and your goals, and making that big leap up there just becomes a lot more difficult. So saying, okay, it's time to take action. It is time to bring on help. The sooner, the better. Trust me on this. I was in business for 5 years and I was like way in the weeds. I had created a client roster of people that I couldn't stand. I didn't know how to hire. I didn't know how to systematize. I didn't know how to do anything, but I had this like mess of a business that I had to clear through. And it took me, a lot longer than it needed to if I had made that decision years prior. All right, number three is build a team as soon as possible to free up your time for revenue generating activities. In short, stop working in your business if you want to multiply your business. As a business owner, you were never meant to do the client work. You are in the business of marketing your business and growing your business, and you leverage yourself through a team of heart-centered pet care professionals that hold the same values as you do. The quicker that you do this, and the quicker that you set up these systems, the quicker you are going to multiply your business. It is just a fact. And you can argue with yourself, oh, my clients only want me, or nobody will take as good of care as the pets as I do. And I'm here to tell you that's just a story you are telling yourself. And that was the biggest leap I made in my business, was the year that I hired my first three sitters. So you want to multiply, there's your answer. All right, number four, always listen to your gut. If you have a bad feeling about a pain in the butt client or a prospect or a sitter on your staff, listen to what your body is telling you. It's your intuition trying to speak to you. Every time I have ignored that feeling, I have lived to regret it. And again, this is what I've gotten so much better at, listening to my intuition. But I got to tell you, I ended up in some sticky situations when I thought, this client is no good, I'm not comfortable. And then it's so much harder to get out of a situation than it is it's easy to start with a new client or start with a new sitter. It's much more difficult to get out of it. So if from the beginning, from Jump Street, you have a feeling, listen to yourself. That's your subconscious mind speaking to you, trying to warn you. Don't ignore it or you're going to regret it. Number five, success at its foundation is generally a sequence of steps followed in order. There's a framework, guys, for having a successful business. All you need to do is follow the steps. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to do things. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's just a matter of learning the framework and just following and implementing the steps. Number six, you'll never really ever feel ready. I know it's scary, but you need to do it anyway. There's never a time where you're like, you know what? this is the perfect time. It's never the perfect time. There's always things coming up. There's always fear that bubbles up. Act in spite of fear. Do it anyway. There's never a perfect time. Number 7, you'll sometimes need to go through majorly rocky stuff to get to your loftiest goal. These things happen for you. They are lessons to prepare you for bigger and better things. There's so many things that happened to me in my business over the past 10 years where I'm like, why did this happen? Why is this happening to me? And when I look back on it, those were the things that needed to happen to me for me to take action on the back side of things, for me to be able to then multiply and jump to the next level. They were lessons. I had to learn the lesson before I was able to then go to the next level. So trying to look at problems, from that point of view is really going to be helpful. This thing could be happening for you and not to you. All right, where are we? We're at number 8. The energy and mindset work is real and has played a massive role in my success. I didn't believe in any of this stuff back in the day. I thought it was a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. I can't remember what actually inspired me to go down the path of mindset work and energy work, but it's made all the difference in the world. I suffer from bad anxiety. It has really helped me with that. Listening to positive podcasts, reading positive articles and books, and following people that fill up my soul and get me into the right emotional state to start my day. Meditation, energy clearings, all of that stuff has made a world of difference. So try it out. All right. Beware of the people in your life who are energy sucks. Create clear boundaries to protect your energy and well-being. I had somebody in my life for many, many years who took a lot of my energy from me. They needed a lot of support from me. They needed a lot of help from me. And I didn't even realize the damage it was doing to my soul and to my heart and to my life. I just thought, I'm going to be the best friend I possibly can be. Long story short, this person is no longer in my life. And the peace that has enveloped me is beyond compare. I can't even believe that I let it go on for so long. So if you have somebody in your life like that, I highly suggest, I'm not suggesting cutting anybody out of your life, but again, creating clearer boundaries than I did would be a good thing for you to do. All right. Money is energy. Respect it. Treat it like you're in a relationship with it. Don't ignore it. So many of you guys, including myself, were afraid of the money, afraid to go in your bank account. You're afraid to take control of your money and organize it and stay on top of it. It's actually kind of fun when you get over that initial hump and you set up I teach a financial system in my Multiply Mastermind program, but it actually becomes fun when you have it organized and you have everything that you need right there in front of you, and you can log in every day and you can be, grateful for the abundance in your life and the money in your life, and you can respect it. I didn't respect my money. Back in the day, I would pull out checks from my pockets that were months old. I, constantly got dinged for override charges, all that stuff. I was terrible. I was really terrible. And now I learned that money is just energy that needs to be respected and taken care of, that I need to tend to on a daily basis. Number 13, and the final one, the world you see around you is a reflection of the thoughts you think every day and the belief systems that you carry through life. Change your thoughts, change your life. This practice is difficult and needs to be consistently practiced, but it is totally worth it. Learning how to manage your thoughts. When you think, and let your emotions be your guide. So when you're feeling anxious or angry or upset, thinking, okay, what am I thinking about this situation that's triggering this emotion in my body? And then creating a new thought model around it. Getting into the practice of doing that has changed everything. And when you change your thoughts, you change the world around you. And this I find to be true now. All right. So what about you? I'd love to hear what you have learned in this past decade. Let me know in the comments below or email me back, because I want to hear what you guys have learned as well. All right. That is it for now. If you want to download 125 ways to get more pet sitting clients and you're on my blog, you can put your first name and email address below. And I'm excited for the lessons that I'm going to learn in this decade. It's so exciting. I can't believe it's 2020. My brain still isn't grasping that. But let's have fun. All right, guys, take care.